A church for pedophiles. Next on the Metal Pulpit. Thanks for joining me. It's a beautiful day here. A little windy, so you're going to hear some flapping from my awning out here, but it's really a nice day. So did my intro get your attention? I hope it did. You know, in Christianity, there always seems to be in every generation the scarlet letter sin. The big one. The one that's unforgivable. In the 70s and 80s, it was divorce. In the 80s and the 90s, it was AIDS. You know, that's the unforgivable sin. That's the incurable disease spoken of in Revelation. It's crazy. Pedophilia is one of those issues that I will be honest with you, triggers a lot of people, gives a lot of people the EBGBs, and is really a topic that's not comfortable to talk about. Now, in the United States, and I know specifically in Wisconsin, where I'm from, there are strict laws for those that went down that path, that went down that sinful life. And when they do that, they have to register as a sexual predator, a sex offender. And when that happens, it doesn't matter how nice the person is. It doesn't matter what. A lot of people, if not most people, write that person off. In my own neighborhood, I have a guy that rides around on his bicycle, okay? And people start looking at him like getting a little wigged out. And here's a guy that made some very poor choices, but keeps to himself and all of that stuff. Now, I realize just that statement alone raises a lot of red flags for parents saying, well, you should still guard, you should still do this, you should just stay away, that sort of thing. I get that, okay, because I've fed that machine, I've preached against it, all of these things, okay? I totally understand that. Here's my question, though. Are they not also recipients of God's grace, of God's forgiveness? You know, in Christianity, Pastor Bob Beeman taught me this saying, we get very uncomfortable with people that don't sin the same way as we do, okay? Let me explain. In the church world, when divorce happens, we instantly pull them off of here, off of there, all of that stuff. When I was a Christian music bookstore buyer, one of the things that I stocked often was the independent albums. We had one guy, my friend Sam, who dealt with all the reps, Word, Cordon, Star Song, Provident, you name it, he dealt with them. I dealt with the independent music. And so that means early on I was dealing with a lot of different bands. And one band that I brought in was King's X. Well, those of you that remember the era, King's X, and you probably think I'm going after the homosexuality thing. I'm not. When King's X released their Best Of album, it was a black album, it says Best of King's X on it. They redid the live version of Over My Head. And when our friend Doug Pinnick got worked up in that song, he dropped the F-bomb, okay? And because of that, we got a fax from the music distributor saying, pull all King's X music and all of that stuff, okay? They still had a good message. But here's where I'm going with this. Every generation we get uncomfortable with something. And it seems like pedophilia is the one that sticks, like it stays, like that's just a very tough sin. But don't they deserve the love of Christ as well? And so here's my thought. I am very much outreach oriented. I get bored. Oh, I get bored with church if I'm not doing outreach. Just doing the Sunday thing is not enough for me. And I'm not talking about opening our doors so people can come in. That's not outreach. That's inreach. Outreach, genuinely doing things. So what I am currently working on, jumping through the hoops on, and I've talked about this in my church years ago, is a church for these people. God still loves them. God still shows mercy and grace to them. And I think as a Christian, I know as a Christian, we need to love these people as well. I truly believe that. Prove me wrong. Message me, pastorbobadams@gmail.com. But at the same time, I would ask that you pray and that God would show me favor in our community to launch something like this. And then let me ask you the question, because it's very easy to watch something like this and that's not appropriate, that's not right, we shouldn't be anywhere near to them. Okay, fine. But then what are you doing as outreach? Well, I'm not part of a church. I'm not plugged in anywhere. You don't need to be. You really don't need to be plugged in anywhere to do outreach, to do ministry, to show the love of Christ to somebody else. Maybe I struck a nerve. Maybe I didn't, and you're saying yay and amen to this one. Whatever it is, as I've said before, email me your thoughts. PastorBobAdams@gmail.com. Have a great day.